in a time where there was no such thing as cell phones, then sure, business cards were more common and people would take them and then like if they did like that person, what did they do? They transferred that to their address book, or they created an entry on a Rolodex because everything was by hand. And the only way you were ever going to speak to that person again was by calling them on something called a landline. All right, Chris, here's the $1 million question. Do you remember the episode of The Office that involves a business card in a bowl for a free lunch?
I'm not one of the guys that watches The Office. I have seen a couple of episodes, or more than a couple. I've seen a considerable amount, but it's not something that I spend a lot of time on.
I realize that you have flown underneath my Office radar for a lot of years now, and this has me really questioning what our future as business partners is. Because how have I not known? I think this is intentional on your part. I think you've intentionally hid this from me for years, knowing how much I love The Office, that you do not know about it. It is the date night episode, and Date Mike shows up and gets almost kicked out of this little local restaurant in Scranton, and there's a reference to Stanley Hudson, another character, having his business card in the fishbowl for free lunch or whatever places. So maybe business cards are good for something. This episode, guys, first of all, welcome to the podcast, Tactical Agents. We are the Tactical Agents, Mike Edwards, Chris Fisher. If you want to join us in the only group in existence that is run by us, called the Tactical Agents, go to tacticalagents.com, snag your invite, get in there, get our book, get welcomed, get connected, and we hope to add value with content throughout the week, every week, week after week, live streams, memes, regular value added posts, whatever. So yeah. And if you hear this, get into the group too, because we're doing a social media boot camp. And I just realized this episode will be after that one already happens. We're recording like 4 or 5 in a day. And now I'm like, well, shit, I should have been talking about that 2 episodes. This batch recording thing is like, I gotta figure this out. Anyway, maybe we'll make a deal where you can watch it back for like $99.
We had a really good class a couple weeks ago that would have been really beneficial to you.
Yeah.
But you weren't aware of it. So
we build our coaching around 4 pillars: mindset, method, media, and mastery. And we really want to have a well-rounded approach, and we want you to see and approach this business differently, tactically. So don't waste any more time. Tacticalagents.com, get your invite, get in there, get all the goodies, hang out with us. Let's get to know each other. It'll be fun. Today we're talking about business cards. Throw them away. This is going to be the shortest episode ever, I'm pretty sure, because there's business. It's wild, man. I get in more arguments online in real estate groups about this stupid topic than just about anything else. And it's wild because some people, wow, it's just crazy. I don't know how it is out in Arizona. In Michigan, like, it's still this customary thing to leave a business card at a showing, right? Mm-hmm. So the counter is just full of business cards. Like I care. As if, what am I doing with these things? Putting them in some kind of collection so that if I want to throw a real estate Christmas party or something, I have a Rolodex. Like, I don't know what am I supposed to do with this?
If this listing expires, then the seller will call me out of the 400 business cards that are sitting here because I did such a good job showing their house and not actually selling it to anybody.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Hey, here's an idea. Throw away your business card like everybody else does.
Because that is exactly what is happening with a business card anyway. Right?
Just think about it logically. When was the last time somebody handed you a business card and you were like, oh, great, a business card.
Yes.
Let me file this away
business
in my
card.
Rolodex.
Yeah, and you took it home and you put it in the little plastic sleeve. It's like a business card CD holder. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's got you unzip it, and then oh boy, I got another one like a stamp collection. Who does that? Nobody does that. Stop it. Like, what are you doing that for? That makes no sense. Like,
I
do you
have
collect business cards? I don't.
I have probably thrown away at least 1,000 business cards since I got into this business. And I don't even like, if I like you and you're somebody that I want to know and I want to connect with, I put you in my phone. If you hand me a business card and it goes in my pocket, I want you to go ahead and know in advance that I don't like you and I'm throwing it away as soon as I can.
Yeah, exactly. In a time where there was no such thing as cell phones, then sure, business cards were more common, and people would take them, and then like if they did like that person, what did they do? They transferred that to their address book,
Mm-hmm.
or they created an entry on a Rolodex because everything was by hand, and the only way you were ever going to speak to that person again was by calling them on something called a landline. And that's how you got a hold of them, or you mailed them a letter, or you
Mm-hmm.
went to their office, right? So you having their address, their phone number, and all that was necessary in order to maintain or grow that connection. Like we talked about connecting, but that's not a thing anymore, right? It's like, hey, do you want to go to lunch? Sure. You driving or me? What are you talking about driving? I've got a tandem bike right here. Like, it's 30 minutes away. Well, not when we get on the bike. It's going to be 3 hours. Like, why am I right? What? Why am I doing this? Right? We're not Flintstone peddling this shit. We're driving like people do in the modern world. So throw away the business card. And I know that people's minds are blown by that, right? Like, oh, I said, like, I don't have a business card. Well, you have to have one. According to who? Who says I have to have a business card? Nobody. People try to tell me it's a law. No, it's not. It's not. There's no law that requires you to have a business card. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. It's not true.
It's so funny.
It's like this giant myth. Well, yes, it is. The other thing is like putting their real estate license number as part of their username. Like, why are you doing it? Well, my state requires it. Yeah, on your business page, not on your personal one, you numbnuts. Like, no one wants to see John's Facebook page with a stupid real estate license number on it or your MLO number. No one gives a shit, dude. And like, this is, well, they're like, well, how do you do business? I don't use a business page. That's how. I don't have a business card. I don't have an IDX website. I don't have uh, I have a business Facebook page, but it's for one thing and one thing only, and that is to run an ad if I have to do boost a post for my clients to get more attention on a listing. That's it. It's the only paid marketing I do, and I usually only do that if it makes sense to do that, if it's necessary to do that. Otherwise, what am I doing? I don't want to deal with a bunch of strangers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a trip, man. And when you tell somebody like when somebody says, "Hey, can I get your business card?" and I say I don't have one, I don't think they'd be more surprised if I reached in my pocket and pulled out a fish and slapped them across the face with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're just like, what, what? And it's like, nah, man, I don't have business cards. They're outdated
Yeah.
and useless. Hey, how about this? How about I text you my contact information? It takes literally one click. Boop, boop,
Yep.
done. You have it.
Yeah, you want a business card? Get a digital one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know the names of them. I don't even have that.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like I don't even have that.
Right.
When people ask me like, "Oh, do you have a card?" I say, "No, I don't use business cards. I just connect with people." So, what's your phone number? I'll text you right now. I exchange
Yeah.
information.
And
And if they don't want to give me their phone number, guess what they didn't want anyway? You know what
right.
they were you know why they asked for a business card? To be polite.
Yeah. Well, and
Somebody told them, "Hey, he's a realtor." "Oh, really? Do you have a card?" You know why they do that? Because they're polite.
yes.
They feel like they're supposed to. You
Well,
want
and
to you want to
that's
get down. You ask them to exchange information.
Well, that's another thing too. Like people are like, well, if you just give them your number, they're gonna lose your number in their phone and their vast network of contacts in their phone. And I'm like, yeah, what do you think they're gonna do with a business card? Are they gonna frame it and hang it on their wall? I mean,
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, are they pinning it to a date on their? They go home to their calendar on their wall, pin it onto a date 2 weeks from now to remind them to just reach back out to you on that from the business card. Like, come on, man,
yeah.
who's
And
doing that? Nobody.
what's funny is like there's people here that are like totally shocked by this right now, and then there's a lot of people that are listening are going, "Holy shit! Why have I been wasting my time with these business cards?"
It's one of those things where people assume
Mhm.
they need it. Why? Because that's in the movies, and that's
Yeah,
everybody asks for business. Like, oh, that's what business people do, and now I'm a business person, so I need to do that. Like, it's just an assumption. So don't. I mean, we're not trying to beat you up. Everybody brings us. I got business cards when I got it. I got in the business,
yeah,
right? And I quickly realized that most of them were sitting in my center console of my car doing nothing. I'm like, why did I buy these? Like, what am I spending for? And we've had people new to the business like, oh man, how are you guys designing your business cards and all this stuff? Like, listen, man, your business card, you've got bigger fish to fry. You need to be connecting to people, investing in them in relationship, and then asking for business. No one cares about your business card. No one cares how cool it looks. No one cares how it feels. No one cares if it's see-through. No one cares if it's titanium. No one cares. So stop
nope,
it. Just stop it and connect with people. And that's it. Like, do you have a business card? No, I connect with people. I just exchange information. What's your number? Boom. What's your
you.
name? I save their name,
Mhm.
right? And then if I'm really smart, I immediately say, hey, Siri, set a reminder to call blank person that I just met in 2 days.
Yeah, or throw.
Okay,
There's a note
I'm going to
section.
call blank person that I just met in 2 days to the list. Let me know if you'd like to add a
Dang
time
it,
and
Siri.
location. You can say something.
Shut up.
Well, and there's also like a note section and stuff, so you can put a couple little quick details about how you met them, so that it makes sense. There's so many different things you can do with your phone. Like this business cards are so that's hilarious though that she programmed you, she set you one up.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better sidekick here than Siri. And that's just it, man. Like, you just got to connect with people, and then you follow up with them. Maybe was it a good encounter? Send them a handwritten note a couple days later.
Yeah,
Hey, it was great to meet you. I always appreciate meeting people who know their industry, or you were such an encouraging person. Whatever. Like, be real. Build a relationship with somebody. That's what you need to do. And relationships start with exchanging information, and that's not done on a business card. That's salesy, and that's not how we want to do things. We want to build real world connections. And trust me, if someone doesn't want to build a real world connection with you, you just saved yourself a whole lot of time, and you saved yourself that 5 cents on a business card, whatever it
yeah,
was. You don't need that. The sidekick to this, and I think I have this on our YouTube channel, is get rid of your voicemail. I have my voicemail, and if you want to hear what I say on my voicemail, go to our YouTube channel and play the video. It's a YouTube short. And I just got a text while we're recording this from an agent on one of my listings. Greatest voicemail ever. Laughy face, right? So, like, that's the second time an agent has told me that today, because on my
yeah.
voicemail I say, do not leave me a voicemail. I will not check it. And I promise you, any agent who makes an offer on this listing that I'm talking about right now that leaves me a voicemail, I'm going to present that offer. We ain't picking it. Because if you can't follow instructions, you are showing me you're too dumb to work with. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
People think, oh, ha 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 ha. No, seriously,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not.
I've known you
I'm
for a long time. I know you're
million percent not
serious.
joking. Million percent not joking. Right? Like, everything
Yeah.
you're doing makes an impression on somebody, so make it a good one. So yeah,
Hmm.
business cards are just one of those things, along with a host of all kinds of tools that you think you need and you don't. In reality, I'm going to blow your mind here, traditional real estate agents. You don't even need signs. Like,
How are they going to find the house?
You don't even need them, right? Like that's a holdover again from a time when you had to go to like big boy restaurant or something, and you opened up this little newspaper thing on the outside. It was free, and it was all the MLS listings, and it came out once a week. And then you drove the neighborhoods to find these houses, and these signs made it stand out. Signs still do that. When people are driving, they may notice the sign. I put signs in my yard, but what I'm saying is I've actually sold houses without them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
with
don't
multiple offers and
multiple over asking offers, appraisal
asking,
guarantees. Yeah. Oh, no sign, no business card, no sign, right? No website, no nothing. The system is designed to work in your favor. If there was ever a time where the system was actually built for building a relationship based business, it's now, right? Like, there's no excuses. You don't have to use the old antiquated tools to do the job. And we're really big on preaching to our coaching clients to lead with revenue. And if you're just getting started and you're making sacrifices to build your business, I would tell you, don't get a sign. You don't need one. Like you could spend if it was going to cost you $200 to get your first sign, and it costs you $20 to take someone to get coffee. That's expensive, but hey, a couple of coffees and a couple of muffins or something, you could do that 10 times. I will tell you, go take 10 people to breakfast that are referral-based business people that you can network with, and don't buy a sign.
Yep. All day long.
That will get you more business than a sign. Like, you got to start thinking about, and I know the pushback. Yeah, but I've gotten business off of my business card. I've gotten business off of a call from a sign. Yes, we have been on Front Street with this. Everything works. It's just a matter of how good it works in terms of the effort required, the costs involved, the energy you expend on it compared to the return. And what you will find is this thing called the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. 80% of your business is coming from 20% of what you're doing. I would venture to guess that your magic 20% that's producing 80% of your revenue doesn't involve those things.
Right.
So focus on what works.
There's also like an opportunity cost there. So, people are like, oh, but I've gotten business off of business cards. Cool. You've gotten a very small amount of business off business cards. How much more business would you have gotten if you would have said, hey, let's exchange information instead of handing all those people business cards? Right. And then you would have followed up with them later because you had their contact information. Like what would the return on investment or the return on time investment be related to those two things? I think you would see that you would have a significantly higher conversion rate by doing the exchange of information over business card.
Yeah. Now you want to network with other agents, especially if you're in a brokerage that has a revenue share, or you want to recruit new agents to your team. We don't really talk about team building strategies too much with folks. We're more just agent level. And maybe, and we have a large group nationwide, but we just haven't really coached to that yet. But take those business cards, take advantage of the people that are doing it traditional, and then do a happy hour. You put them all in your CRM, all label them as realtors, and then start inviting them to happy hours, build relationships with them, do the CIA with realtors, grow your team, stand out,
absolutely.
And then tell them, you're lucky I got your business card, because
now
I'm going to tell you never to use it. See, Mike, you could use business cards. No, I could use their business cards. They don't need mine. All right, we're going to shut up. I actually went longer than I thought it would. But that's it for us on this episode. Throw away your business card. You know what we should do is we should have a business card burning party. You know how like a book burnings?
Yes.
We should do business card burning parties and get as many people in the tactical agents. That's what we're going to do. That'll be for points in the social media boot camp that we will have already done by the time people hear this. We're going to give extra, because people are going to be able to win a camera. We're going to do extra points for people who put their business cards and light them on fire and have a business card burning party.
Yes.
As a rite of passage to walk the tactical path. All right, guys. We appreciate you listening. And hey, tell a friend about the show. Tell another agent about the show. Shoot it over to them if you found value. Or to just make fun of us. You won't believe these two idiots. I'm not burning my cards. Whatever floats your boat. You keep doing you. But we'll be here doing the tactical thing. All right, peace.